Hey, it's Chris, your K-Pop Unc, bringing you a mature perspective on K-Pop. Today is May 31st, 2026, and this is My Week in K-Pop. If you watched last week, you know that I was camping last weekend. Sunday night, after I recorded last week's video, a campmate of mine that I've been slowly pulling into the world of K-Pop decided to generate his own Spotify playlist of K-Pop. And we played that all night long. And this was really interesting because it broke me out of my normal bubble and presented me with a lot of stuff I don't normally listen to. So I ended up putting some Girls' Generation and Wonder Girls on my percolating list. He really likes Hearts to Hearts and Kiki, which I, of course, know they exist, but I've never really listened much to them. But now that he likes them, I'm probably going to have to start listening to some. I finally heard the Cordis Red Red song that's been beating all my ladies on the shows all this time. So that was really interesting. Another interesting thing about listening to this playlist in 3-some hours of listening to this, no ITZY, no Baby Monster. I was kind of shocked. So ITZY I could see, but they should have been there. But Baby Monster, really? None? None of those two. So I guess they don't register on Spotify like they do on YouTube. I don't normally listen to Spotify, so this was very interesting to me to see the difference there. So I also spent a lot of time with this buddy talking about my K-Pop Botmobile, and we came up with a few slick ideas for that, so stay tuned. I've actually started another playlist on this channel where I'm going to start tracking the evolution of the K-Pop Botmobile. So if you have any interest in that, go check that other playlist out. There's one video there right now which kind of talks about starting out the baseline, where it is right now. So even though it came out last week, this week was the first opportunity I really had to listen to Boompala. And oh, good heavens, that song took me over from Tuesday through Thursday. I literally stuck that one song on repeat in the K-Pop Botmobile over and over and over again on Boompala, 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 yeah, over and over again as I drove through town. I love that song so much. So every 2 to 3 times a year, a song comes out, and usually it's ITZY, but sometimes it's other folks, that is exactly what I need in that moment. And right now, that song is Boompala, specifically verse 2. So I have been boompalaing the heck out of everything all week long, and I regret nothing. Chaewon from SSERAFIM is still on hiatus, but they've taken to bringing out a cardboard cutout of her during all the ending fairies, which I thought was very sweet. And Sakura's replaced Chaewon during the opening piece, at least initially she did. And there's a little, you should go watch it, but there's a little skit at the beginning of it that's kind of fun. And Sakura was doing that part because normally Chaewon starts off Boompala. But then later in the week, they started changing things up a little bit. Eunchae did it once, and then they moved over and had Kazuha do it once, and she actually changed it even more from what it was. So Chaewon had a way of doing it, and then Sakura added to it. Eunchae basically did what Sakura did, and then Kazuha jumped the shark. So really fun watching that. By the weekend, HYBE BeLift started putting out mashups, official mashups on both the ILLIT and SSERAFIM channels of Boompala matched up with It's Me and Celebration matched up with It's Me. And they're partly hilarious and they are partly serious bops on their own. So I'm definitely going to have to capture those for listening to in the K-Pop Botmobile. But then on Friday, aespa dropped their second full album, Lemonade. So I gave a few listens through Lemonade. I had to turn Boompala off a little bit to listen to Lemonade, just like I had to turn Motto off a little bit to listen to Pure Flow Part 1. Lemonade is still growing on me right now, so I don't have a lot to say about it, but so far there's nothing I've heard on it that I didn't like. And of course, aespa kicked off promoting Lemonade on the shows, and I've really enjoyed those performances. Their facial expressions in the Lemonade choreo are incredible. In one of the videos, they all had different colored streaks in their hair, and it came out really, really nice. ITZY continued to promote Motto this week, and a fun story about ITZY, they did a Motto fruit version of a dance practice. And for the old school MIDZYs, you think back now to the Wannabe Heroes version where Leah wore the strawberry outfit, and we had Strawberry Leah. And one of the outfits for this dance practice was a strawberry, but not the big puffy strawberry that gets you into trouble. all of these outfits were basically just overlays that like shirts that you wear over whatever you're wearing. So no more shenanigans with Strawberry Leah. Even so, there were clearly some words spoken in Korean that I do not understand, but I imagine they were something along the lines of Leah saying, "Nowhere, no how am I wearing a strawberry again," because she did not wear the strawberry. She got the apple this time. So that was fun for any of the old school MIDZYs to watch that. ILLIT is still out there promoting It's Me, but imagine my shock on Friday when the video popped up in my feed and the thumbnail had Mocha. Yay, Mocha's back. They had at least 2 performances with Mocha back in the group, and it's so sweet. They all gave her a big hug during the ending fairies. Wednesday was the pre-sale for SSERAFIM tickets, and I did not actually sign up for the pre-sale. I'm not fear not enough to go and pay Weverse extra money to get on the pre-sale, but I hopped on anyway just to see if it would let me do it without paying, and it did not. So I did not get pre-sale tickets. So I was back at it on Friday during the general sale, and I got tickets. Yay! I'm actually going to be in the very same section that I'll be in when I see aespa on September 22nd. And then not quite 2 weeks later, I'll see SSERAFIM on October 5th. So I'm so excited. And of course, whenever I get concert tickets, I have to go get the light stick as well. So the very next day, I had my SSERAFIM light stick at my door ready to go for October. So that's all for this week. Until next week, keep the K-pop flowing and your light sticks glowing.